Good morning, students. In last video, we start the discussion about how to access non-local data on the stack. So in that video, we already discussed how to access the data without nested procedures and whatever the issues with nested procedures and some example for how to declare the nested procedure declarations and how to estimate or how to calculate the nesting depth. So in this video we can discuss about what is meant by access links, how to manipulating the access links, and how access links for procedure parameters was implemented, and what is meant by displays. So now we discuss what is meant by access link. So here access link is a direct implementation of the normal static scope of nested functions by adding a pointer is called the access link. So that means whenever we are invoking or we are calling any procedure or any function, then it was invokes or it was calls their nested function, and whatever the value written by the nested function or Kali function, that value is accessed by the main procedure. So that means here the particular data is not directly accessed, so that data is depending on the another function's written value. So that situation is known as the access link. For example, there is a procedure P which is nested immediately with the procedure Q. So then the access link in any activation of P points to the most recent activation of Q. So that means, for example, we consider some situation. So here S is a sort function and Q is a quick sort function. So this sample program is belongs to the ML programming language. In last video we was discussed about some sample code, some sample script for quick sort program on ML programming language. So in this, first it starts with the sort function. So here in this sort function, so whatever the value or whatever the function to complete the execution or to complete the task of their function, so it is depending on the their sub function. That means it here this sort function invokes another sub function or another function Q. So here this data is whatever the data written by quick sort function. So here quick sort of 1 comma 9, it returns some value, so that value is accessed by the sort function. So this type of accessing data or accessing the scope of the variable or scope of the procedure is known as the access link. At the same way here also we can observe. So here S is a sort function, it invokes quick sort function. So here it performing the sorting with the array elements of 1 comma 9, and then it can invokes their partition function, it calculates the mid value and perform the quick sort of 1 comma 3. So these two values can be returns to the their parent procedure or their main procedure. So that is stored in access link of the sort function. So in this manner, so to access the data with the help of some pointers, so this type of data accessing is known as the access link. So that means in functions or in procedures to accessing the data with the help of some pointers, so that is known as access link. So now we discuss how to manipulating the access links. So here in this session, how we are accessing the, how we are determining the access links. So to know about how to determining or how to manipulating the access links, we use the two cases. One is the simple case and another one is the harder case. So in simple case, whenever the procedure call is to a particular procedure, so that means here we use the some procedure call, that particular procedure call knows, so that particular procedure can be called to the which sub procedure or which another procedure. So their name is also explicitly known by the that particular procedure. So this situation is the simple situation. That means here we are performing the some procedure call. So there are, for example, P performing the procedure call P. So here P is a some procedure, it calls the some another procedure Q. So here procedure P knows, so to estimate or to calculate the value of that particular function, so it invokes the some another procedure. So the procedure name and their procedure activation record is easily known by the procedure call. So this situation is simple situation. In harder situation or harder case, so whenever the procedure calls the some parameter, so in that case, so the procedure P doesn't know whatever the parameters was called or whatever the parameters was passing to the some another procedure. So that particular procedure details was doesn't know until runtime situation. So this situation is the harder. So here it clearly knows whatever the parameters called or whatever the parameters passed to the which procedure. It doesn't, in second situation, it doesn't know whatever the parameters was used or whatever the parameters was passed to the another procedure. That procedure name was not known until runtime. Why? Because these function calling or procedure calls are performed at the time of compilation. So and here the nesting depth of the called procedure and calling procedure may be different. So these are the several ways to manipulating the access links. So now we discuss whenever we are manipulating the access links in this situation, how that particular procedure calls sorry. So in this, so whenever, for example, let us first consider what should happen when a procedure Q calls procedure P explicitly. So to know about what happened inside these procedure calls, we consider three cases. Those are, here procedure P is at a higher nesting depth than Q. So that means here P and Q are the nesting procedures. So within this, here procedure P is a higher nesting depth than Q. So that means, for example, procedure P nesting depth is 2, then procedure Q nesting depth is 1. So this is the first case. Then P must be defined immediately within Q. So that's why here depth of P is higher than depth of Q. So that's why, so after calling the P, immediately which can mention the sub procedure Q. And second situation is in case that particular procedure call is recursive. So at that time the nesting depth of P is equivalent to square of the nesting depth of Q. Why? Because, so in last example we observe, for example, consider this one. So here sort function invokes the sub function quicksort function. So then here this quicksort function invokes with the help of these two passing these two parameters to their partition function, and partition function again returns whatever the mid value to their calling function Q. Now this Q function can pass again parameters as 1, 3 to the partition function. So now partition function gets the values or parameters as a 1, 3. So now we calculate what is the mid value of those two and then performing the exchange. So actually here sorting function invokes procedure Q one time, but here this quicksort function can recursively implements or recursively calls their subfunction as their subfunction partition function or their subfunction exchange function recursively. So in this situation, so the length of the S is equivalent, that means the nesting depth of the S is P is equivalent to square of the nesting depth of Q. Why? Because here multiple times recursively we are invoking those procedures. That's why here nesting depth will be increased hugely. And third case is the nesting depth n of P. So that means here the nesting depth of P is n, so which is less than the nesting depth of Q. So this is the another situation. So these are the three possibilities whenever we are manipulating the whenever we are manipulating the access links. First one is here nesting depth of P is higher than nesting depth of Q, and the second one is nesting depth of P is square of nesting depth of Q, and the third one is nesting depth of P is less than nesting depth of Q. So these are the different possibilities in manipulating the access links. So now we discuss how access links for procedure parameters. So till now we discussed how access links for procedures. So in this concept we discuss about how to implementing or manipulating access links for procedure parameters. So here when a procedure P is passed to another procedure Q as a parameter. So here procedure P, so that particular procedure, that particular function passed to the another procedure Q as a parameter, not as a procedure. So it was passed as a parameter and Q calls its parameter. So in this situation it is possible to that Q doesn't know how to context or how to perform or how to allocate the activation record for procedure P. So to which is possible, sorry, it is impossible to know for Q. So to knowing the Q, so how to accessing or how to set the access link for P. So that is the problem with in this access links for procedure parameters. So that means here actually procedure P is passed as a parameter to the procedure Q in this situation. So here procedure Q doesn't know how to set the activation record or activation stack for procedure P. So to overcoming or to solving this problem, we use some simple procedure, that is whenever procedure are used as a parameter, at that time caller function can call that particular parameters with the name with their parameter name. So then it can easily described or it can easily knows how to access link, how to perform the access link for that particular parameter. And final thing is the display. So while we are accessing or manipulating the access links, we are facing several problems for indirect procedure calls. So to easily solving that problems, we are using the displays. So here display is a one array, so one auxiliary array. With the help of this array we can easily identify the or we can easily mention the what is the nesting depth of each and every procedure. So here this display, this auxiliary array D contains indexed depths of the each and every procedures. So for example here we can observe, so this is the display of this function, this particular function. In this function initially we invokes or we starts the sorting function, after that it invokes the quicksort function. So whenever yes sorting function starts, so the nesting depth is 1. So it was depending on the, so that means when once to know what is the how to performing the sort of two elements, it must be calls the subfunction Q. So here Q sorting function S, initially it reads arrays, read array function, that means to gathering the whatever the values to performing the sorting. So out of those values it can pass two values to the quicksort function, those are low value and higher value. So that is in last example we consider 9 elements, so that's why 1 comma 9 will be passed as arguments to the quicksort function. So here quicksort function is the nested function of sorting function. So that's why here sorting function depth is 1 and quicksort function is the depth is 2. So that's why D of 2 stores whatever the information or whatever the parameters available in quicksort function. D of 1 stores whatever the values or whatever the access link information available in sorting function. So after that, in case we are calling Q of 1 comma 3 for performing the sorting, at that time it was stored in D of 2, depth of 2. So here it returns whatever the value after performing quick sorting. So this value can be written to their parent procedure. After that, so this value can be written to their parent procedure. So in this manner it was calculating the nesting depths and easily use that particular nesting depth for performing the sorting function or any manipulations and any access links manipulation. So these are the details about how to accessing the non-local data on the stack. Thank you.